What's up, Internet? This is Rambling Josh, and you're watching another episode of Let's Play Shovel Knight. So, we have the Explodatorium and the Lost City left here in the second section of the world map. I think I'm going to start with the Lost City. It doesn't make too much difference which one you do first, I don't think. But, yeah. So, there's this little hidden area off to the right here. There isn't a whole lot to actually do in this area, so I'm gonna. You don't really. I don't think there's actually any reason that you have to come here unless you just really want money. I do kind of want money, but yeah. So that guy will give you the red fishes. If I haven't explained it already, will give you something in a triple chalice if you have an empty one. I've only got the one chalice right now, and it's got the red stuff in it, so they don't have anything to give me, but it's there if you need it. So this stage is kind of weird to me. It's like, oh yeah, there's this little, you can shovel along up here if you don't feel like dealing with all the guys down here. But as I was saying, there's some parts of this area that are like really easy to die in, and I don't know. To me, it's almost like sometimes they're really easy to avoid, and sometimes I just die here endlessly, and I don't know why. I don't think I explained it at all yet, but it should be pretty obvious, just from observation. There's those little gray blocks that are much like the brown blocks, but they take 2 hits to kill, so yeah. You can also destroy them in a single charge attack. I let that little blue dude out in the hopes of demonstrating something a little bit later on in the screen, and we'll see how that goes. Oop. Okay. So you can actually... Okay, I couldn't demonstrate it. Basically, you don't have to wait for the beetle as much as it looks like. If you lure that blue guy out properly and he cooperates, what you can do is you can pogo across him to get off the between the gap here, up here. But for my purposes, I want to come down here and grab this chest anyways, so it's not really something I was worried about getting, but it's there if you want it. So on this guy, I like to throw out 2 Chaos Orbs once he's attacked. They're big enemies, but they actually don't have all that much health. They only take 4 hits to kill. And the Chaos Orbs will just bounce off the wall and then hit him again on the way back. The reason I wait for him to attack is because one of his attacks can reflect the Chaos Spheres. So I wait until the attack is out, just for the sake of timing and stuff. These little, I don't even know what they are, that are jumping out of the lava can actually be kind of tricky to deal with, just because, just because of timing things. Sometimes they'll hit you instead of letting you pogo off them. Sometimes you'll like try and pogo, but they'll just like dive back into the lava and you'll plunge to your death. It's kind of annoying. So these little glowy things will just explode when you shovel them. So that's important to keep in mind. But there's also this little side area that we have to go through. You can pretty much just kind of run straight through here. I say as I plunge to my death. I don't know what it is about that screen, like it doesn't seem like it should be hard, but for some reason I always end up dying there, and I don't know why. But whatever. Dying doesn't really have all that much of a penalty in this game. Your gold will be scattered into these little bags, but they're usually not too hard to recover. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that one back. Maybe... Yeah, I think that one's gone for good, but whatever. It's not a big deal. What is important is getting that scroll. Okay, I hate going back. That Pogo always seems so... Is it just me or did that bag float like way the hell over to the right? Or something? I don't know. It seems like it was in a completely different position than it was previously. But whatever. It's done. Okay, so you don't have to, but you really want to Pogo cancel there. Because this screen can be really tricky, because if you just Pogo over from this block over to the left, you'll hit this, it'll start exploding, and it kind of follows the S to the right, down, and then over to the lava, and basically you'll just fall to your death, and there's no way around it. So you have to hit there so that you'll have the time to walk around. And you can't do that if you Pogo the wrong spot, so that's something you have to be careful of. And you also have to be really careful about Pogoing these slimes. You can do it, but it's probably better to just not even try it. I guess I might as well hit up this save, or this checkpoint before coming over here. There isn't really any risk of me dying, but I might as well. And here we get another relic. The Dust Knuckles, which are really cool, but woefully underused. They basically let you fly as long as there's dust, or the little dirt blocks, which to me is really cool. It's a really cool movement mechanic that just doesn't see as much use as it really could. Or maybe it's just me, I don't know. There is one spot right at the end of the game where supposedly it's really useful, but I've never really been able to do it myself, but that's not really something we're going to see for a long time. I might give it a try then, but we'll see. I don't think it's worth it to go down there to try and get that red jewel. Like, it's not like it's hard, but it's just... I don't know. 50 gold is not worth really trying for. Actually, I don't think I've mentioned it at all, but one of the reasons that gold is not hard to come by in this game is because anytime you want, you can go back to a previous stage and just go through it again, and all the gold will be there again. Like, you can't get the gold bonus from killing bosses again, but stuff like all the gems that are just kind of sitting around are going to be back. So the intended way to do this, I think, is you're supposed to hit this onto the platform, let it fall, and then jump on the green goo there. If it wasn't, I don't know if I've even demonstrated it yet, but basically this green goo turns the red lava into bouncy stuff. But there's an interesting little skip you can do here that's not really that much faster, but it's cool. Basically you can do that. And just jump over the stuff. And bounce up here. This screen's actually a lot easier than it looks. To me, at least, it looks like it should be hard, but it's actually really easy. You gotta be careful here, because when the lava is like, it's green and it's flashing, for some, in my mind, if I hit it again with another goo orb, it should just instantly transform back into green, but it actually doesn't do that. Let's actually see if I can demonstrate. So wait for it to flash. See, it doesn't do anything. So in my mind anyways, I'm thinking like, oh, I'll just hit it again and it'll refresh it and everything will be good, but yeah, that doesn't happen. So this is another spot you have to Pogo cancel, and another spot where you're probably better off just ignoring that guy than trying to Pogo onto him. I like to get over to the right here nice and quick because It's really easy to get caught over on the left side of the screen there and accidentally fall to your lava-induced death in that little pit. So, avoiding that is probably wise. I don't even remember what's over on this screen, but I guess we should use the checkpoint. Let's see. Nope, not a scroll, just a whole bunch of gold. One thing I guess I should mention about using the Dust Knuckles on those little dirt blocks is that it actually does a really good job of kind of clamping you to the middle of the block, so that even if your timing is not perfect, you'll always be perfectly centered in the block when you're using the Dust Knuckle. I think you can use these blue guys to do another little skip on the screen as well. Oh geez, that was stupid of me. I've never even tried using the Dust Knuckles there. I don't know why I did now. That was kind of silly. I don't think I can even actually recover all those bags. Just because of where I died. I think some of them are probably positioned underneath the platform. Yeah, well, I can get... Well, whatever. Not a big deal. So yeah, you can use these blue guys to pogo across that gap at the end there again, if you want, save a little bit of time on the beetle, but it's all really hard and I'm really bad at it, so whatever. I guess using the Dust Knuckles would be a faster way to get through those blocks, huh? Well, whatever. Actually, I don't think I even need to use the Flare Rod on this guy. Mole Knight's kind of fun. You can kill him really quickly and it's really satisfying, but it's a little hard to get perfectly. Yeah, I screwed up 2 of those charge slashes. Just pogo on him in the corner here. I missed... Wow. I'm screwing this up royally. So this guy, he's got a pretty reliable pattern that, once you kind of get used to it, it's pretty easy to deal with. I say as I take like 7 million damage. This is actually a really bad fight, honestly. 2 full cycles to kill him, and I took 4 whole blips of damage. That's a lot. But, oh well, it is what it is. And it's morning time. Okay. So I think next on the docket is we're going to come down here to the Knuckler's Quarry, which is kind of the bonus stage for this section of the game that you can do once you get the Dust Knuckles. Surprisingly enough, the Dust Knuckles are handy in an area called the Knuckler's Quarry. This is kind of like further to what I was saying before about how the Dust Knuckles kind of clamp you to the middle of the blocks. This area is a lot easier than it looks, honestly. I guess I can mess with these guys a little bit. Actually, I don't know if I can even get up there anymore to the purple or pink gem, so whatever. Oh, what? That was lame as hell. I've never died there. So what I'm actually going to do is just return to the map. Some of those bags were impossible for me to recover, and these little areas are short enough that like there's no checkpoint, so you're going to have to redo the entire area anyways. So if you die, like you might as well set yourself up to come out of these with the most amount of money possible. So So what returning to the map does is it basically sets you back to exactly the way you were before you started the level, so it's like you never died. And in fact, I'm better off because I was able to get that pink gem. So yay for that. Hopefully what I was saying there made sense. I don't really know a better way to explain it. It's literally just like ignoring the fact that you ever died. You get all your money back. And you have to redo the entire stage anyways, so... I think there's a... yeah, there's a scroll in here. How many of those do we even have? 17 return, 72 return. I don't know what I'm supposed to be at this point in the game, but that seems decent enough. What to do? I'm just gonna go with the Explodatorium. This is gonna end up being a pretty long episode, I think. Just because I'm doing 2 stages, and because the Explodatorium is actually really long. But I don't really have any other like bonus activities I can do to like extend the time. Or not extend the time, but to like fill time in the meantime. I was meant to have the Flare Wand equipped for that guy, but whatever. Obviously, those little flame vents, they just kind of shoot up when you are standing on them. If you couldn't discern that yourself. These little green rat guys are really freaking annoying. I hate them so much. They're really cruel. They just like explode when they die, and it's... The Explodatorium in general is just really nasty. There's just explosions all over the place, which... I know that's, you know, not exactly expected in a place called the Explodatorium, but you gotta deal with it anyways. There's just hazards all over the place, and honestly, I consider it one of the hardest levels in the game. Like, most levels, it's if you're going to die, most levels, it's either going to be from damage or from hazards, whether it's like a spike or a pit or something. But the Explodatorium has them both. Like, oh Jesus. Like, there's all stuff exploding that's gonna kill you, and there's all the spikes everywhere, and pits, and all kinds of nasty stuff in this place. I hate it. It's so terrible. But hopefully I should be able to demonstrate this place without too much trouble. And I chose to use the phase locket there because I jumped up at a bad time. My timing was such that I wouldn't be able to jump off the fire thing and onto a platform properly. So my only other option was to stand there and get hit by the flame vent. So rather than doing that, I opted to use the phase locket and just step on the spikes. Might as well grab this magic. Using relics in this stage actually helps quite a lot, I find, to more than most stages, to reduce the amount of oh god. I don't think I've ever died that way. Oh well. If it was gonna happen, if there were going to be that's never happened before moments, it's always going to be in the Explodatorium. Because fuck this place, seriously. But anyways, relics, more than most stages, I find that they're really helpful in the Explodatorium to just take care of hazards in the most safe ways possible. Those little gray things, I don't know what they're actually called, but I call them like bite spirits. They're seriously like so annoying. I would consider them easily the most annoying enemy in this game. I hate them. There's actually a way here you can like pogo off the bite spirit and get on top of that little platform, but whatever. This part's really annoying because you have to kind of pay attention to which cauldrons are shaking. and try not to stand on platforms that are going to send you upwards into spikes. Hold on a sec. Okay, pogoed up here properly. There's a little secret area up here. So this room's actually really cool. These little green knights, obviously they bounce. Having the ability to do charge attacks makes the knight things a lot easier to deal with in general, which is nice. Chester here sells us the alchemy coin, which I don't find too useful for the most part, to be honest. Basically what it does is when you kill an enemy, it has a chance of causing that enemy to spew out more money than they normally do, which isn't too useful, I find, but on this particular screen it can be really handy because it just kind of floats along the ground here and just kills everything in your way. So that's pretty handy. This screen is actually a good one to keep in mind because there's a particular achievement. Where is it? Clearing a path. Run over 5 enemies using the same mobile gear. The mobile gear is a relic that we don't have yet, but this is the easiest place to find 5 enemies in a row to kill with it. So that's something that you might want to keep in mind. Yeah, screw you, Bite Spirits. Okay. Those guys are always annoying because you can't actually hit them easily because they're always above you. I hate this screen with a burning passion. It's seriously evil because, like, did you see what just happened there? There was a platform here a minute ago, but the purple bird thing dropped a little potion on it, and then it exploded, and now it's a pit. So just like everything about this room is just evil. Like, there's these slimes, there's destructible platforms, there's pits that spontaneously appear upon getting hit by the potions. There's these little purple bird things. See, I almost died because the platform I was on disappeared before I could jump off of it. Okay. No! Okay. So I want to pogo off a bird thing here, and I failed twice now. Come on. There we go. Okay. Pogo up here because I can... Before I fall down there, I should mention that even though it looks like you can keep going to the right, you can't here. There's an invisible wall. But anyways, that's the easiest way to just fall down there and get that scroll. If you don't want to do that, you can come back here later after you get another relic called the Propeller Dagger. But screw that, I don't want to come back here. The Chaos Sphere is really handy here. I want to rack up as much damage on this guy as I can because he transforms into a Yeti. And the Chaos Spheres are really handy on this guy. Because he's really big, the Chaos Spheres are really good against big enemies because they can get a lot of hits really quickly against them. So I think the Chaos Spheres can get up to 8 hits on the Yeti. Depending on the way they bounce, they can get 2 hits going through him, and then they can bounce off the wall and get 2 more hits coming back. That's pretty rare, but you can get at least 2 hits, which is really... it's still quite a bit. I want Phase Locket here for this screen. I guess I might as well fish here. I'm almost positive there's nothing worthwhile in this pit, but I'll take a look. I think this is a red fish? Yeah. These jumps always make me really scared, because if you get hit, you basically just immediately fall into the pit and die. There's a green knight here. I should really go back on the Phase Locket before I think I have it equipped when I don't. So this part here, like, I basically don't even know how you're supposed to do it without the Phase Locket. Because it's literally impossible to get up this little step here without getting hit by the fire. I'm pretty sure the fires are spaced properly so that even if you do get hit, it'll just knock you back onto the previous one, but... I don't want to mess around with that, and I'm just going to use the Phase Locket and go through it all. This is a pretty easy to miss side area as well, but thankfully there's nothing in here except for money. So it's not like a big deal if you miss it. Go away, Bite Spirit! I don't love you! So kill him and then use the... Okay, well I want to use the anchor to kill that guy from up here, but my aim was bad. $38 magic. I don't see any reason why that should be a problem, but it does seem a little low. Give me that chili pepper! I don't think I ever actually mentioned how these little... I guess if the solid blocks are dirt, then I would call these sand blocks. I never really mentioned the way that these things work. I don't think I'm going to have a chance to demonstrate here in the Explodatorium, but basically the way they work is that they don't stop you when you're pogoing. So if you have two sand blocks that are stacked vertically, what'll happen is if you try and pogo the top one, you will... That's never happened before. If you try and pogo through the top sand block, you will go through the second one as well, assuming you don't pogo cancel. So that can be interesting. I don't really, like I said, I don't really have a spot left in this level, I don't think, where I can actually demonstrate that, but that's how that works. Is that my first death so far in the Explodatorium? I think maybe my second? I'm not really sure. There we go. This guy is just cruel putting him up here, honestly, like... He's so annoying to deal with. This spot might have a scroll in it, I honestly can't remember. Nope, just a goldfish. I always laugh every time I say that because, like, it's a fish and it's gold. It's literally a goldfish. You thought this stage was annoying. Just wait until you see the boss. Plague Knight is seriously the most annoying boss in the entire game. He just bounces all over the place and throws shit at you, and he's just... It's like, no matter how good you are at this game, it's impossible to predict and how this guy is going to act. So it's like... It's all down to luck and hopefully reacting properly. I completely lost track of where I and the boss were there for a moment. The one biggest thing to keep attention to is if you can keep track of where his little vials he's throwing are, then this fight gets a lot easier. And if one of his vials hits one of the giant purple beakers, it'll blow up the beaker, so that's something to be mindful of. So standing on a beaker is always pretty dangerous. That was not a fast fight, but I managed to do it without taking too long. Or not taking too long, but taking too much damage. So that's nice. And with that, we are done another section of the map, so we get another Shield Knight dream sequence. I believe for this one, I want to equip the Chaos Seers. Which are not doing so well for me here, but whatever. Get out of here, Bite Spirits. Okay, whatever. As I mentioned before, it doesn't actually matter if you drop Shield Knight, but everything goes really slowly when she's on the screen, so it's just really annoying, and I always... It's just faster to catch her because it ends the slowness faster. But yeah, so we're done with this area. And next time, on the next episode of Let's Play Shovel Knight, we will move on over there to all that fancy stuff. So, I will do that on the next episode, and I'll catch you later.